this is right now, you're seeing with the connected infrastructure, you have public transportation, but then individual lines. Like maybe I have the BART, San Francisco versus public, privately owned. Then like creating real world indexes from the consumer information, basically POIs, how that works with traffic. And then what we try to do is add this view, which I like, the satellite view. So those are all different layers. Basically, you are used to that from your consumer device. But with DTI, what happens when we can start analyzing, connecting things? So, for example, here, traffic. We all know traffic, red, yellow, green. But imagine understanding the typical workday and the flow of people, both from a city. So if I'm the city infrastructure of San Francisco, I understand how people come into the city, where they go, maybe by boat, which bus station they use, which BART station, where do they park. Now maybe you're going to lunch, and I have this mix between who works downtown, tourists, how do they move around? Is it by bus? You know, if I'm a car sharing program, maybe I have those two hubs as my main place, where my main line. And then obviously when it's time to go home, you kind of see what happens and how people leave a city and how that audience changes. So we kind of see everyone leaving. And that's, after you have the foundation, then you have the analytics of looking at the traffic data. But now let's put it into a connected driving scenario. Imagine you have parking and everything is like $2, but placing that analytical layer on top, you can see the price change. So this is dynamic pricing. So when something is full, you push people to another garage. And obviously we use parking because everyone knows it, but this can be applied to several different categories. I mean, fuel stations, imagine EV charging station. That only happens when you have the foundation, the analytical layer, and the location context for understanding what you need. So for example, when you're here in Las Vegas, maybe you like only to stay in 4-star hotels. So that's what you like, not anyone else. And now, maybe you rented a car after the show, so you need to get gas, but you're a Shell user or a BP user, so I only filter that information, exactly what you saw in the mobile SDK. And finally, maybe your kids are here and you have so many attractions, but you know what? I only want kid-friendly attractions or off-the-strip attractions. So then that's a personalized map for you. So that's really from the foundation, building the analytical layer, involving 2 or 3 use cases of what happens in the real world.